What if I told you that right now there are players in Csgo secretly farming hundreds of operation passes and making tons of profit abusing a certain loophole? In this video, I am going to talk about what they're doing, how they're doing it, and why you should be concerned. The exploit that I'm about to introduce to you has typically been in the dark and never really affected anybody, but it became highly profitable and damaging to the Steam economy with the introduction of Operation Broken Fang. Over the past couple months, something dark and absolutely vile has been slowly unraveling in CSGO, and when I tried to message popular YouTubers such as Sparkles, 3Click Phillips, Jesus, and even Gaben himself, nobody responded. Well, actually, that's a lie. Sparkles did actually respond at first, requesting more details, but then made this video and ignored me. I'm guessing he assumed my video would be about that widely circulating exploit that was going around Reddit. Anyway, I first uncovered something sinister when I was playing in a non-prime server with my friend late at night. And all of a sudden, I see 10 players join, and in the span of 2 seconds, and I get kicked immediately. I didn't think much of it until it happened again later on throughout the operation. There just wasn't much to think of at first. Now, normally there have been players that have experience being kicked and might not have thought much of it. This is non-prime after all. Even if they had a suspicion, there's nothing that could be done as nobody knew what was going on. It wasn't until around week 10 of Broken Fang that the secret had been uncovered. This was thanks to a friend of mine who was also extremely curious and was lucky enough that one of these exploiters spilled the beans. Let's dive into it. We first discovered that they use a program that actually isn't new at all. That program is called Sandbox. This program allows people to open multiple CSGO browsers in order to complete the operation objectives effortlessly. They do this by booting up to 10 CSGO clients on a single PC to play matchmaking by themselves. I'll let you guys imagine the rest. Secondly, they are only able to kick us when the servers are somewhat empty. This is the thing they are abusing. The players are almost always from Russia and have super high ping. They do this by typically playing after 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which we can assume is probably around 7 p.m. somewhere in the Russian regions. And they likely do this through VPN as well in order to tap into dead servers in North America or even other parts of the globe. For those of you who didn't know, players can use a VPN in order to trick CSGO into believing that you are in a different region. This allows individuals to access different regions. Although it works, their ping would be higher due to the far distance of the server as it wasn't meant to be played on from players of a different region. This is how we know they are foreign invaders. They have super high ping and their names contain Russian characters. This is how the exploit sort of goes sideways. You see, they annoyed me. Their lack of empathy to just go into our servers and kick people in their matches pissed me off. So whenever these exploiters joined the server, I immediately joined the spectators, which helped me uncover their devious plans. And lastly, we likely haven't seen this exploit cause as much damage because this software was only recently made possible to abuse this exploit profitably due to the Broken Fang reward system. You see, back around March last year, I made a Reddit post that formulated the reward system behind Operation Shattered Web. I argued that the mixed bag variety of the Shattered Web rewards were meant to help players recuperate their initial investments in the passes. For example, it was necessary for the cases and the agents to become discontinued because it wasn't a coincidence that all of the Shattered Web drops collectively averaged to the price of the pass every time. This meant that the Shattered Web pass probably wasn't worth it to exploit, but Broken Fang is worth it since we can choose cases or skins. I'll leave a picture of the post here for you guys to look at. Anyway, at the beginning of Operation Broken Fang, I was very happy. This was because it gave power to the people in this operation. It rewarded people that gambled and people that wanted value separately. But this is the very system they abused. So people like me who wanted delayed gratification would have chosen the cases, knowing there would be guaranteed money, while people that gambled got a high off a 25 drop system. Maybe somebody could do a video on this, but I believe that it is possible that due to all these exploiters using this software and producing thousands of drops, creating quick pass completion, the drop rate has been negatively affected. I mean, it sort of makes sense, right? I'll let you guys decide that. But if you're like me and love to open collection skins, but you've been getting all grays and light blues, you know why. Anyway, this exploit is severely devaluing the efforts of every pass holder by diluting the rewards made possible by quick pass completion. An important thing to keep in mind is that many of these players don't have large inventories. This is quite literally their golden ticket. This also means that they need to first farm a bunch of cases to sell in order to fund passes to perform the exploit at scale. This leads to serious dilution in the value of our passes. I'm not going to go into full details because I don't want you guys to go and attempt the bug. I also don't know if I will get enough exposure in order to get this patched. The goal here is to get this patched as soon as possible. Let's get these guys VAC banned. I first planned this video about 3 weeks ago actually, and I recently saw Jesus's video and I'd like to comment on that. First of all, it takes someone roughly 10 hours to speed run through an operation pass. That is quite a lot of time considering that in the same time, these guys could probably do like 10 accounts. And secondly, these cases will most likely end up becoming discontinued. You're welcome, Jesus. This is in order to retain pass holder value for players similar to Shattered Web, as explained earlier in the video. But more importantly, I'd like to make a stock market analysis of what Jesus said before I close off the video. And he said that he was surprised that the Fang case value held up and that it will most likely become very valuable if it becomes discontinued. I'd like to say that with stock market terminology, I've actually projected something for a while now, which is that even during Shattered Web, people were pricing in the catalyst of the cases becoming discontinued. The fact that the cases held around that price is because its discontinuation is being expected. What that means is that it has become a buy the rumor, sell the news type of situation. You'll typically see this with stocks where there is money that enters a stock expecting either good news or a positive earnings report, which means Broken Fang will most likely pop May 1st and then have a pullback. I could see it going up to 170 Canadian, which is around 130 USD before selling off. But please don't take my word for it. This is not professional advice. Typically, an uptrend would follow, but due to the circumstances of this operation, I'm afraid that people who are buying at the bottom understand the oversupply. They would be happy to take profits at a healthy 50% or more gain. So with that in mind, I would personally stay away from the Broken Fang case unless you got in at a good price or you're looking to make a quick trade. I believe the price of the case would hold, but I don't expect it to be parabolic like Shattered Web due to the massive oversupply thanks to these guys. I mean, by the end of Shattered Web, I remember there was only around 200,000, which wasn't a lot, especially since it quickly went into the realm of 100,000 being traded. So we're looking at over twice the amount of Broken Fang cases. With that being said, as of the last week of the operation, we still haven't seen a sale. I believe it's due to the amount of pass holders in this operation, especially due to the sandbox exploit. It would make sense to only discount the pass if Valve had a certain number of sales they wanted to hit and they didn't meet their sales quota. Any more rewards being distributed would not be as good as the balance would be disrupted. I assumed earlier that it would force them to produce a proportional amount of junk drops in order to ensure the supply of skins doesn't become overinflated. Therefore, they wouldn't want to further encourage more people to purchase the operation once their quota were met. Not to mention the fact that high amounts of passes sold would show a large demand and it would be foolish to do a sale from a business standpoint. This is what's called an equilibrium point, which simply means it would make more sense for the price of the pass to go up instead of down since demand has been huge. I'll talk about that in a future video. Thank you so much for watching my video. Let's get Valve's attention. I have several other videos planned, so please be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Thank you.